David, can we start with some team news first? What's the latest on Philip Billing? Is his season over?
Yeah, unfortunately, he will be out for the rest of the season. He will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. He has a ligament injury on his knee. Only on the inside, this is a good news. And separate only this ligament is injured, but this means he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. But ready if the preseason starts. And now we are doing the best treatment and rehabilitation he can have for this period where he is out. Kachunga will be out with his calf injury, but he is back with the fitness coaches on the grass, so I think he will be back with the team at the beginning or the middle of the next week if everything progresses like we expected. And all the other players without the long-term injury, Stankovic and Casey Palmer, are full in training.
David, what was your reaction to being asked for your observations or the club's observations on making changes for the Birmingham game last week?
To be fair, when I got the first information about it, I thought it was a joke. I haven't think that this is a serious question which we've got, but like in the past, I think it doesn't concern me, to be fair, what other managers from Nottingham or Birmingham or Blackburn or whoever thinks about us and our team selection. When I have learned something and I'm totally convinced about that, you have to be focused on yourself and you have to be brave enough if you make mistakes over a whole season. And I think if you are in relegation trouble after 45 games, probably you will not have done everything right. You have to be brave enough to raise your hand and say, yes, we did some mistakes, and I don't think that the team selection we've chosen or I've chosen against Birmingham will cause this team's problems over 46 games. This should not be the reason if someone is in trouble. So what I like to say is I will keep on be focusing on what I have to do for my team and we have to do. Don't think, make you independent what is on the left or on the right side. Be focused on yourself. This is what I always say to my players when we play football matches and when we prepare us, and this is the same in this case. The only person who is able to say what is a strong team, what isn't a strong team, this is me. And this is why I'm the manager of this football club and make the decision. And I selected the team because I wanted to win the football match. And in my opinion, and this is why I defend my squad and my players like a tiger, I think it's very disrespectful for the players who were on the grass against Birmingham to maybe after the game I think I did it right or I did it wrong. But this is something I always ask me, even when we won football matches, were our starting 11 the right one, were our subs the right one, were our set up the right one. So if you like to be successful, this is what I said at the beginning. You have to ask yourself if you did everything right and don't look on what other clubs are doing, only be focused on yourself. This is the only key in my opinion. The Cardiff game, to be honest, it's a game which we have to play and which we will play very focused and very concentrate, because this is the final game before the playoffs. So some players need the rhythm, some players need the atmosphere, some players maybe like to calm down before the playoffs. So I now have to find out what is the right thing for every individual. And of course, especially at home, we like to defend our home record. We like to get some more points on our on the table. It's a final game, nearly sold out, I've heard, so it makes totally sense to show another good performance, the best performance we are able to show on Sunday, and then hopefully we get a positive result as well. So as well, this didn't change. I cannot promise a result, but what I can promise is that we try our best and that we try to perform as good as we can, and hopefully we create the atmosphere which we need to prepare us for the playoffs.
And it'd be great in front of a big crowd. That's exactly what you want, isn't it, ahead of the playoffs? You want an experience like this.
Of course, and we've got an experience when we played Birmingham away, to be fair. There was an extraordinary away atmosphere as well, like we had sometimes in this season away. Now we had it very close in the past. What was a very important experience for us, and I think when we've played the game on Sunday, then we for sure will be prepared for the playoffs. But now, first of all, we have Cardiff in front of us. They really cost us some problems in the first leg, and for sure we like to correct something, even when I think no one of the playoff contenders play the style like Cardiff will play on Sunday, and this is something we have to adapt.
We've already talked about you're not too bothered whether you're home or away in the playoffs because there's no away goals rule. I'm not going to ask you that, but you know the opponents are either going to be Reading or Sheffield Wednesday or Fulham. Mixed against them this season. Would you dare offer a preference as to who you might play?
Oh, listen, I think every single club has to get credit for what he achieved so far. I think all of them are in the playoffs for a reason. And at the end, if I have to make a decision that I can choose one of these four opponents, or I can choose to play the first game away, then I would choose more to play the first game away than an opponent. Because if you like to come in the Premier League, and now after we are in the playoff, there is only one target to reach the highest level we can have, and this is a Premier League. You have to play against everybody. This makes no sense to say, oh, I like to avoid him because then I meet them in the final and then they are in front of us in the final. So I have no preferences regarding the opponents. I would like to play the first game away if possible, but as I said before, if it's an advantage, it's a very small advantage. So we will take what we have in front of us, and we will take it with a very exciting atmosphere and with a lot of happiness and freedom, because everybody knows that for sure we overachieved totally so far, but this doesn't change our ambition to make a further step.